This video will show you how to set up your comp book and explain fragment and run-on sentences. It's gonna be fun. Let's go. You need a comp book. Oh. You need a comp book and a pencil. If you need those things, just pause the video and go get them. If you don't have a comp book, I forgive you. You can use a spiral, the one that has the metal coil right here, or you could use a stack of notebook paper that you can keep all in one place, like in a folder or a binder. Or if you have none of those things, you could open up a Google Doc and plan on making that Google Doc your class comp book. That will get tricky since some of our notes are going to be on paper and glued in, but we can handle that when we get there. So spiral or comp book is best. Google Doc if you've got nothing else. A napkin, I don't know, toilet paper. Okay, once you've got those things, let's set up our comp book. First page. Just like in any other informational text, we need to keep track of where our stuff is so we can find it again. So our first page is going to be table of contents. Guys, the nice thing about this being a video is that you can pause it if I ever go too fast, and you can catch up while it's paused. The first thing that will be in our book is our Give Me 5 hand that we took notes on. It's not glued in there yet because we're going to be still using it for a few things. But eventually our Give Me 5 hand, remember GM5, Give Me 5, is going to be glued in here on page 1. While we're here in the table of contents, let's finish filling it out. We're going to do run-ons next, and that will end up being on page 2. And fragments will end up being on page 3. Fill out your table of contents, pause this if you need to. Then teacher says, please turn one page. Teacher says, turn another page. This is where page 1 gets to be. And forever in this comp book, unless I tell you you get to break the rules, you're a rebel, we are always going to write on the right-hand side. Right on the right, right on the right. Look how thick it is. It's really nice and thick, so it has kind of a cushion when you write. Plus, if we go on this side, it's going to be really hard when we start gluing things in. For instance, you're going to glue your Give Me 5 hand right here. Once you put glue on a page, it gets kind of squishy and weird. You've got a lot of room, so we're always going to write on the right. And like we said, page 1, where you skipped a page. This is going to be page 1, is your Give Me 5 hand. So give it a title. Oops, title should be capitalized. Give it a page number. Nothing is glued in there for right now, so let's keep going. What comes after 1? Page 2. Again, right-hand corner. Right-hand corner, please. Title it Run-ons. And let's talk about run-ons. As the name might sound like, it is a kind of sentence that runs on and on and on and on, and it doesn't stop and it doesn't pause, and somebody who is writing it maybe isn't paying attention, but that makes it really hard for the reader to know where to take a breath and where to pause and where the subject is doing something and who the next subject is and where the ideas stop and where the ideas start, and it's ridiculous. Remember, caps and end mark, easiest things to do, but you guys forget them all the time. The number one mistake I see in your papers, run-ons. So the first thing let's do is write the definition. I'm going to actually give you the definition on this book. If you can't read this, there is a picture of it in the Otis lesson folder. Again, pause the video if you need time to write or go back to the picture later. But it says, what is a run-on sentence? A run-on sentence has too many phrases or ideas. Too many phrases or ideas. So usually too many who or whats, your subjects, or too many what they're doings, your predicates, and they're not combined correctly with a connecting word or are not separated correctly with an end mark. So hopefully this helps you notice there are two ways to fix a run-on. You can combine the two sentences with a connecting word, or you can just separate them into two separate sentences with an end mark. Each way it could work. It just depends to you what sounds the best and what would keep your ideas clear. At this point, I would direct you to the lessons folder to enjoy one of the fabulous posters that shows you what this could look like. The ninja, the fanboys ninja, who is full of harmony and zen, is bringing the two sentences together. He's a connecting word. He's going to bring the sentences together, and then the superhero, super end mark man, is pushing the sentences apart. He's separating them with an end mark. It's just for our visual learners. Let's look at an example of what a run-on sentence could sound like. My dog loves to chase cars. He doesn't realize how dangerous it is. I'm always worried he might get hit. Even if this makes sense to you, it is not clear, easy to read, easy to understand. It's not appropriate. Too many ideas, too many who or whats. So let's start to see where we need to fix it. My dog loves to chase cars he doesn't realize. Let's pause. Who or what is this section about? My dog loves to chase cars. I think it's dog, my dog. So what is dog doing or being? What does he do? He loves. So we've got subject predicate right here. He loves to chase cars. That could be a complete sentence. Let's see what's next. He doesn't realize how dangerous it is. I'm always worried he might get hit. Who or what is this next phrase about? Yes, he. Is he doing something or being something? Yeah, he's doing. He does not realize. Not realizing something is something you're doing. So we've got a subject, predicate, how dangerous it is. It's a detail. It's telling you more about what he doesn't realize. I think that could be another section. So let's decide. Do we want to separate it here with an end mark, or do we want to join it together with a connecting word? My dog loves to chase cars. He doesn't realize how dangerous it is. He loves to chase cars. He doesn't realize how dangerous it is. We could do, my dog loves to chase cars, but he doesn't realize how dangerous it is. And I'm always worried he might get hit. Or what is that sentence about? I. What is I doing or being? They're always worried he might get hit. I am always worried. I am. What is he doing or what is he being? He's being worried. Aha, that was sneaky. So we've got a subject and a verb. Wow, all in one. And the rest of the details. So this is a complete sentence. We've now made 1, 2, 3 little groups that could be complete sentences. We chose to separate these with an end mark and use a connecting word here. That is a way to fix run-ons. If I ever hand back one of your assignments and say, ugh, you have too many run-ons, you're going to need to look through it and decide, well, where can I put pauses? Where can I break up the who or what's and what they're doing? That's an example of a run-on. I feel like you understand how to put an end mark in there, but let's talk about this connecting word. All right, hang with me. I'm going to tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was an amazing superhero, like so cool. He helped everybody understand each other. He flew in to save the day whenever we were confused. His name was Captain Comma, and he can fly. So there's flying, da-da-da. And just like most flyers, he's got a cape. Look at that cape flying out behind him. You might notice his cape looks kind of familiar. It's because it looks like a comma. This is Captain, comma, da da da, Captain, comma. And he is so cool that he's got a bunch of fans, just like most famous, amazing, cool people. He's got fans that follow him around everywhere. But these are not fangirls. These are fan boys. So let's draw his fanboys. 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 They love Captain Comma. They always are there wherever he goes. If Captain Comma ever needs to fly in and save a run-on sentence, one of them are always there with him. Stalker, I know. But they come together. So what are these fanboys' names? Well, this guy, he's the tallest. His name is 4. He's always standing by his friend And. This is kind of the weirdo of the group. He doesn't show up very often. He sleeps a lot. He's kind of weird. His name is Nor. You don't see him very much. But he's there. He's a fanboy. But. That sucks. Your name's But. This guy's name is Or. He's the shorty. Yet and So. Please make your book look like mine. If you need more time, press pause. Sometimes they let because and then join their group. But sometimes these guys are busy doing other jobs. So they're not always around. They're not part of the original fanboys group. But once in a while they show up, so they can be mentioned over here. So, fun story, Miss Cook. What does it even mean? Well, I told you that run-on sentences can be fixed with a connecting word. But wherever you pull these connecting words, yeah, see what I did there? These are the connecting words. You've got to have a comma because you have to have a little bit of a pause. Just like we did down here. My dog loves to chase cars, but he doesn't realize how dangerous it is. We need a small pause. My dog loves to chase cars, but he doesn't realize how dangerous it is. You don't need a long pause, just a short pause and a connecting word. There's Captain Comma, and yep, his fanboy But came along. I suppose we could have used fanboy and. My dog loves to chase cars, and he doesn't realize how dangerous it is. You pick what one sounds best. They all kind of have their own jobs, but you'll usually figure it out by just doing what sounds best. That's run-ons. Fragments is much shorter. You don't need posters. You don't need a comic. You don't need a story. Here's the definition. What is a fragment? A fragment is only part of a sentence. It is missing the subject or the predicate. Again, if you can't see this, go to the lessons folder. I took a picture of it. A fragment is only part of a sentence, just like a fragment of glass. It's only part of a window. A fragment is just a piece. It's missing the subject or the predicate. For example, here's a sentence that's missing the subject. Is almost always late. Is almost always late. Well, that is what someone is being. Is almost always late. We don't know who is almost always late. Who or what. So that's missing a subject. It's a fragment. It's just a piece of a sentence. It's this piece of a sentence. It needs a subject. Here's another fragment. Rain in the house. Well, that's nice, but What about the rain in the house? Rain in the house flooded the basement. Rain in the house. What is it doing or being? Rain in the house is what the sentence is about. It's not doing or being anything yet. It needs a predicate. Those are fragments. Those are pieces of sentences. We'll take more notes on this page later, but for right now, it's just blank besides the definition. And now you've got your notes for both of these, and you should be able to do your red writing sentences and your toad sentences on the worksheets. But you'll get to those through Google Classroom. And ask me questions if you have them. Email me or chat with me and Aristotle or Google Meets. Let me help, please. Have a good day. Bye.